All right. So I think that the interview is the hardest part of someone trying to find a job. So what we're going to talk about today is what is a job interview. Going to discuss about the types of interview, especially what to expect before, during, and after the interview. The 3 Ps is concept, it's prepare, practice, and perform. And I'm going to do a how to develop your story exercise, which is going to be at the end, maybe the next session. The type of interviews, some questions, and how to do some practice. Okay, the most important thing to do is to manage at some point of our lives when we're going to be interviewed, to increase our knowledge, skills, abilities, confidence. These are the chances of interview success. And how to minimize, if we can eliminate, stress, anxiety, and uncertainty. That means, sorry, χαμηλώστε λίγο, κάποιος έχει τον ήχο κάτι και ακούω τη φωνή μου συνέχεια. Okay. Ωραία, εντάξει, τότε δεν ακούω. Okay. That means that someone who's going for the first time in his life to be interviewed, I think stress, anxiety, and uncertainty are going to be present. But by time and with experience, all these 3 factors, stress, anxiety, and uncertainty, can be minimized. So what is a job interview? You have maximum 30 or 45 minutes to sell yourself, to make you a competence that we're going to manage to get the job. Determine fit within an organization. And it's your time to determine if you want to work at the organization with these people or in this faction. What you need to know? You need to know exactly what you want. You can't go asking for a job or entering university if you're not certain what you want from this university or for this job. Interviews are very decisive. You can get a job or you can lose a job if you're not good at an interview. The decision you have to manage to get should be made very early. A mistake in the interview, maybe not be able to change it or correct it. It's very important what the interviewer is going to think of you. Your personality is critical. You have to be confident, assertive, not too much confident. This is an error, but you have to be assertive and confident during your interview. There are different types of interview. Individual interviews when you're just you and the employee, group interviews, phone interviews, which during this time of the COVID cases, COVID times, video conference interviews through Zoom platforms, for example, behavioral interviews, case study interviews, and second on-site interviews. This is a very important part for an interview. What you have to do before you go to a place and get interviewed, or before you get interviewed by someone through a video conference or something like that. You have to do your own preparation. For example, you have to research the company, find some things about the company that you are interested in. Determine the location of the interview. Maybe you have to be prepared for a phone interview. Find out the names and job titles of the interviewers. So you have to know how they look like, maybe what their preferences. You can Google them or check out LinkedIn profiles. LinkedIn is a very excellent site for someone looking for a job. If someone is seeking for a job, maybe he should think creating a LinkedIn profile. You have to prepare your attire. If it's going to be professional, business, casual. It depends on the job that you're looking for, you're searching for at that time. You can go professional if you're looking, let's say, a job as a servant. But if you're trying to find a job, let's say, for some professional assistant, then you have to go a little bit more professional type. Make sure your resume is ready for further inspection. So any portfolio, the one that we created today, is very important. And look someone who is ready for future research of a job. Develop 5 stories that show evidence of your most marketable and relevant skills. It means that someone might ask you, why do you think that you are suitable for this job? Then you have to say something about it, explain why, be ready for that. Develop a list of references to leave with the interviewer if asked. If he wants to find your previous, let's say, employee, you have to let him know his phone number or his mobile phone number, or maybe the number of the job that you were in. Okay, more preparation. Know your program. I mean, that means know you, your strengths, your academic performance, your career interests, your career goals. What are your work experiences? And what are your special gifts and competencies? I mean, that means you have to know what you look like. If you don't know your own self, then your employer won't have a clue about you. Understand the job, the organization, and where you fit. Know your qualifications can benefit the employer, match them to the job description. I mean, if you know what you're qualified for maybe you are helping the employer to find a suitable job for you that he has in his own, let's say, his own service. This is very important. Set your salary rates. A very common question being asked by employers is how much money will you be satisfied with? How much is the salary that you want to get from this job? You have to be ready. You have to have an answer for that, ready and prepared before you go to the interview. Prepare questions to ask the interviewer. You have to ask them some questions. You can't just be answering questions all the time from someone. And be prepared to articulate your qualifications and back it up with specific examples. You're going to say that I'm persistent, that I'm honest, that I'm not afraid of working late. You have to show them and explain them why you think you are qualified for all this. So share some examples from your past, from previous jobs maybe. So preparation is everything. Understand, as I said, the job, the organization, where you know. Okay. Develop your own story. It means you have to develop what you're going to say to the interviewer. Anticipate the question. Be ready for the questions. Research and set your salary rates and preset. Prepare questions to ask the interviewer and plan to arrive early. This is very important. You must not let the employer wait for you. You must be at least 10 minutes earlier there. Bring 2 copies of your resume if it's not any portfolio, and whatever else you're going to need to show to the interviewer. If you arrive late, this is not a good point for someone. Maybe you won't be even interviewed. Maybe you will lose your chance to get interviewed at all. So practice, practice, practice is everything. I have done it myself. I have used my mirror in my own home. I have sat in front of a mirror and I was just talking to the mirror as if the one who was standing against me was the interviewer. I was talking to him, looking at my expressions, if I was too confident, if I was not too confident. So if wherever you find a mirror or a friend of yours, even better, just tell him to be the interviewer and you to be the interviewee. Okay, prepare your interview. During the interview, it depends on the typical format is the introduction, the interview background, the discussion, ask questions, and how you close an interview. During the interview, perform. What does that mean? Be friendly, courteous, maintain eye contact. Do not lose eye contact. This is it gives the interviewer the feeling that you are confident about yourself. Be positive about yourself. Do not start saying things that you're not good at. Be confident, but not too confident. Don't be cocky. Act natural and try to be yourself. Use specific examples for story or stories to illustrate your skills. Be honest. This is very important. Don't start saying lies about yourself. Lies are going to come to the surface. They're going to find if you're lying. It's very easy to find if, for someone, for an interviewer, to find if you're lying about previous jobs. With internet, it's very, very easy to find if you have been in that job or not. Maybe he will call the one that you said, the owner of, let's say, the shop that you have said that you have worked in. And if he says that he doesn't even know you, then it's not going to be nice for you. Okay, I have 10 minutes, but I think it will be enough. Send the right behavioral signals, communicate carefully, participate, try not to dominate. I mean, you're just a candidate. He is the one that he's the job owner. Be enthusiastic, but not too enthusiastic. In general, sell yourself and your strengths. These first two are very important. Make a good first impression and make a good last impression. What's in the beginning and what's in the end is very, very, very important for you if you want to get the job or anything you want from when you're being interviewed. Enthusiasm makes a last impression. Tell a vivid story will make you stand out. Don't let them doubt about your interest in the position. Be prepared to say that how much you love, would you like working in this job? You think that this job will be ideal for you. It's the job of your dreams or something like that.